telos. There's a purpose instilled in that.
Okay, let's say I make up purposes. I want to step on the ant because I want to.
That's the thing. You have a problem. It's called
you could do anything because if you have a purpose.
Morally, no. But it has to be an objective. It has to be an objective purpose.
Okay, yeah. I like sometimes going mad and beating people up. Is that allowed?
How can you, no.
It expels my. Okay. Am I allowed to do that?
Jamie.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
No worries.
The issue of morality is as follows, right? You have something called the grounding problem.
Righto.
The grounding problem is that basically what do you ground your morality on? On us Muslims, we ground our morality on God. We say that God is the creator of all things. He's all knowledgeable, he's all wise. He knows all things about everything that is created.
The way I'm trying to ground mine is sort of just like trying to experience what empathy is and trying to like build a coherent framework of morality that I can guide my life.
Let me put it this way, right?
Yeah.
So proposition.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's correct. But I'll explain, right?
You just think it's not correct?
Yes, it's not correct. It's not. It doesn't ground anything, right?
It's not meant to. It's meant to like consolidate.
What you said, the way I ground it.
It's meant to consolidate my existence.
Let me put it this way, right? Killing someone is wrong is a proposition.
Can you do something? Go on, tell me why I'm wrong.
I'm telling you now.
Go on then.
But murder is wrong, yeah?
Sure.
It's a proposition, okay? The truth of the matter is there are exceptions to that proposition.
Ooh.
A lot, and I want to say something. Muslims get this confused sometimes. There's a difference between absolute morality and objective morality. We believe in an objective morality, but we don't believe in an absolute morality. In other words, there are some situations in which murder can be justified.
Right.
It's not murder or killing of somebody. For example, if it's in war or something like that, right?
Sure.
Or if they've killed somebody and to save one's life, whatever it may be. Now,
or if you're hungry.
Now, so just be very clear, I'm not saying that morality is absolute. So in other words, it doesn't change.
I understand where you are.
So it's objective in the sense that it has anchorage, okay? Now I'll tell you what I mean, right? If everybody on this earth, 7 billion odd people, were not on this earth.
I know,
okay? The proposition that murder is wrong, would it be any different to if anyone was here?
In your worldview, no, because you're trying to anchor...
No, I'm talking about in your worldview.
In my worldview, what you're saying, yes, I think it would actually still be, yeah.
Okay, good. Because now you've attached morality to human...
I thought you was asking me... Ask the question again.
No,
I
okay.
answered it
so we said, if we remove all the human beings on the face of the earth, from the earth, would murder, the proposition, murder is wrong, be generally correct?
Come on, there's no guessing. Phone a friend, 50-50,
in a form of morality, yes.
How?
Because as we currently define morality, we're interested in the consciousness and the suffering of beings. This principle will hold true in like a mathematical world based on whatever creatures fill it. Even if lions are ripping the heads off each other.
No creatures are on the face of the earth.
No creatures at all. Well, if there is a universe, even if there is a universe without, it's just fundamental to the like mathematics of the universe that if creatures evolve, beings are there, and they can, we would say because we, as what is moral, that is.
There's no human being.
Yeah, I know, but we are here, aren't we? Saying
no. But what I'm saying is, if there's no human being on the earth, no creature,
I know what you're saying.
One in the universe is a vacuum, whatever. Murder is wrong. Is that is it meaningful or is it meaningless?
It's difficult because I'm not difficult by I think it's just a very bizarre thought experiment to try and get my head into. Because you're asking me not to talk from here. You're asking me to talk from there, but I'm not allowed to go there because I can't exist there. So how do I do it?
No, you can do it. You can say it's called a hypothetical, right?
I'd say because this is a clear thing of like where you think it's like encoded into the universe, or it comes from somewhere, it's imposed somewhere, and you think I'm trying to derive it from stuff. So you're saying if I get rid of the things that make it come into being, then is it still there? And so I suppose no, if there's nothing there to derive it. But as I previously said, I think it actually is quite a mathematical principle of these things that are eating.
But the maths and morality are two different areas.
Just like the way that the networks interact.
Right, so can you see what I'm saying here? Look,
the grounding
problem. Okay, what I'm saying is this.
Because all you're doing is you're trying to say, I want my God to ground.
No, in fact, that's not what I've said. Look, if you look at any book on morality, for instance, Ethics by J. Mackey, which is I think is probably one of the best to get on the topic, right? You'll find that even Mackey comes to this conclusion, John Mackey. He comes to the conclusion that, at the end of the day, if we don't have anything to ground it, then it doesn't exist. It's called the grounding problem.
Yeah, I know of it. I wouldn't call it. I've never heard it being called that.
So what I'm saying
I know
is,
of it very well. I know
the reason how we justify. Okay, from my perspective,
it's a very lame way of justifying.
We justify human exceptionalism in so much as we say that everything in the universe has been created for human beings.
This is going to ruin the conversation, but if we bring aliens in and they're like much smarter than us and whatever, are they now more exceptional than us?
No.
Are we exceptional even though they might have attributes that are much better than us in every way?
Aliens.
Yeah. Come down in a spaceship.
It's a good question. I don't know the answer. I have to think about that.
Yeah.
But in terms of our existence on this planet, I can tell you categorically that we believe that we are exceptional.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So in the sense that, like, if I get a chicken right now,
I think it's actually scientifically.
No. Science has got nothing to do with this, right?
Bloody well does. Yeah.
How?
Evolution, mate.
No, but like I said, you can't get from an is to an ought.
No, you can't. But you can say, like, it looks like there's creatures that are incredibly similar in all many manner of ways. So what would you finally say? Oh, there's our gold stamp of authenticity.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Science does not deal with why questions. It doesn't. It just doesn't deal with it.
Yeah, but we can observe behaviours in creatures that are similar to our behaviours.
But it doesn't
and
deal
draw
with
inferences to say we are similar and therefore probably not exceptional, apart from in the ways that we are clever and such.
How do you prove the proposition that similar things should be treated the same? That's basically the proposition. That's basically it.
Because that seems like it would be like one of the tenets, wouldn't it?
Why?
That's like, that's like mathematical formula. Similar things should be treated similar.
What mathematical formula is that?
If you add 1 to 4, you get 5.
No.
But then answer the question because I didn't.
No. The proposition was similar things should be or ought to be treated the same.
Yeah, and I bring in mathematical theory that says if 1 and 1 are similar, then we treat them the same in the mathematical concept.
All right, so 1 plus 1 equals 2, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, now
so then let me sum again and go 1 plus 1 equals 3 now.
1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 2 is a tautology. Have you heard of what a tautology is?
A little bit, but I'm too ignorant. I haven't got the
name. Right, a tautology is when I repeat the same thing twice. If I say it's raining now, it's pouring, or it's raining, whatever. Right? It's raining, it's pouring. I don't know, it's raining.
The old man is snoring.
Whatever, like if it's raining, it's raining. I can say the same thing twice, literally the same thing.
Yeah.
1 plus 1 is another way of expressing 2.
Yeah.
So it's basically like saying 1 plus 1 is the equivalent of 2. It's translating.
I brought in 2 plus 1.
All of my
3.
Saying is
differently. Next time we add it to 2 and say we can now make 4. No, the principle is similar things should be treated.
No, I understand, but let me explain this to you, okay? In propositional logic, it's just T. That's how it's signified, or symbolized. All it's saying is X equals X. It's basically like saying 4 equals 4. If you say 2 plus 2 equals 4, it's the same as saying 4 equals 4. There's no difference.
Sure.
The only difference is expressive.
Because that's the way I prove to treat similar things similar.
No, but we're not treating similar things similar with this. What I'm saying in maths, what we're doing is we're just saying the same thing twice in different language.
So we're saying treating the exactly the same.
No, it's not. They're not similar. 2 plus 2 is the same as 4.
Yeah, so we're saying
that's why it equals.
Yeah.
But your proposition is similar things should be treated the same.
Yeah, no. So of course, so there is ambiguity in the word similar.
No. Similar means that when you say something is similar, it's not saying it's the same.
No, it's different.
So
otherwise you would
I'm similar to you in many ways, but I'm different to you in many other ways.
Yeah.
Like for example, similar in the fact that we're both human beings, but different in good looks because I've got so high.
But let's do something then.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
No, I'm joking.
Let's do something.
How do you know I was talking about myself? Because we talk about you.
Let's say we take a brain and we say, okay, look, we'll look at one of its attributes to be like reasoning power.
Yes.
And we go, let's say we keep incrementing its similarity to its next up in the cycle, and it gets smarter and smarter. When are you going to say, okay, now it's so similar, we have to start treating it differently? There's going to be a smooth continuum of ways that we treat this thing.
Okay. Mathematics is a language. All it does is describe things. Okay. You know all these like trigonometry and Pythagoras, all of it is always trying to do is just describe.
That's what I put in. We're trying to describe how we are similar and not exceptional.
Here's what you need to
similar to other animals.
First of all, you need to realize the difference between description and prescription.
Sure.
Do you see this? It's very important. Okay. So description is when you say I look like XYZ.
Yeah.
Prescription is when you use the word ought, should, could, all that stuff.
I understand.
When you say should, ought, and that stuff, now you're becoming morally prescriptive. What I'm saying is that you can't get from description to prescription unless you have a mechanism.
Guillotine. Someone's guillotine.
But you can't get from it to ought without.
Well, like I say, so the famous example is like, it's raining outside, you should take an umbrella. There is that jump there that someone has said, why take the umbrella? So my thing is that we have an empathetic drive to be moral in the sense
that
that.
we correct this is time out because we're talking about Palestine, right? And you called him a bully. Now you're just
No, I laugh when
but
I laugh when he said
let
we
him
should-
talk about it. It's fine,
I laugh when he said we shouldn't bully.
I know, but let's just finish. I know. We'll come back to it. Okay, but let's finish this.
It's serious. It's serious.
But let me finish. I know. Okay.
I'm dead.
Let's finish this. Let me finish this discussion and then we'll talk about what we want. I know. Okay, Akhi. Now let me just. It's
People
important.
like that need to get exposed. You're talking about, getting people together, talking about what's going on wrong in the world.
There is serious
He's
issue.
coming out laughing over here and saying you're a bully.
Okay, but
No,
Serious issue. There is. There are serious issues.
he's round away from.
Because at the end of the day,
You've given him a get out jail free card, Rafi.
So it's my fault.
I always use
because
that, by the way.
it's getting boring.
Huh? Alright, give me 5 minutes. Let me finish. Let me finish
You've done it,
please.
mate. You've done it. The crowd.
No.
Done it.
Let me
You've done
finish.
it.
Give me 5 minutes.
No,
Just 5
Palestine,
minutes.
Israel.
You're a funny guy.
Give us five.
Faces, you know that.
5 minutes.
faces.
5 minutes.
Two
Akhi.
faces.
I'm serious.
Man,
Palestine
so why
is an
you call him a
issue.
bully?
Alright, listen.
I didn't call him a bully. I laughed when he said don't bully people.
Just be a man.
Right there.
We'll come to this, yeah? I know he calls me it's all behind my back.
Be a man said why he called him a bully because
I didn't call him a bully. I laughed when he said don't bully people.
So he was speaking for Palestine and I said,
Akhi, give me 5
No,
minutes. 3
no, I
minutes.
talk his
3
character.
minutes, please.
I think we should stand up for
I
stuff
know.
like serious
Just
stuff.
give me 3
in the
minutes.
world. There is a serious
Actually,
issue
look.
in the world.
Yeah, there is, but let's just
Well,
finish
many.
this because discussion.
Sure.
I should go out and it's raining out, but I should take.
Right out.
Yeah. This is called a hypothetical imperative, okay?
Right out.
Even
Yeah.
Kant talked about it. Manuel Kant. There's a difference between a hypothetical imperative and a categorical imperative. Now the thing is with hypothetical imperatives like this, yeah, the point of it is it's meant as a way of improving someone's, for example, productivity in a certain field.
Yeah.
So for example, that's different from making a moral value judgment. So if I say like I want to be bald, I'll shave my hair. I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just saying that this is the way that this thing can be solved, or this thing can be dealt with.
Yeah. I think there is a sneaking.
Do you see the point?
No, I don't know. I disagree with that. I think when you shave your head, there is some value judgment going into it.
No, I'm not saying there's no value judgment. I'm saying it's not prescription. It's more prescription. When you say if you take an umbrella, you get it wet. But it doesn't mean to say that if you don't take it, acting immorally.
No.
Just the point.
When we talk about the word morality, we're trying to like identify the suffering cause, and so a little bit.
Okay, right. So hypothetical imperatives, by I think consensus of the moral ethicists, is not a moral value judgment. As, for example, a categorical imperative is.
I don't think I'm there with him. I don't think I'm there. I don't think I believe.
Once again, if I say it's if I go out raining, I'm taking an umbrella.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a hypothetical imperative. If I do X, Y will happen.
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't mean that it's to say that if you don't put an umbrella on, you're doing something immoral.
Okay.
Do you get the point?
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying, therefore, is that what we have to realize, to get from description to prescription, you need a mechanism. Unfortunately, you don't have one.
No, I bloody well do. I just explained it many times.
No, you said one, and we talked about what your mechanism is, but the mechanism wasn't proving anything.
It bloody well was. I said my empathy to look at other creatures and have my will to be moral culminates in a framework that dictates decisions such as don't murder animals for dinner.
I understand. Empathy.
It's grounded in me and my rationality to the world. And yes, empathy. Yes.
Okay, so now it's empathy.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So
about from the
a
beginning.
psychopath can do what he wants.
Not really.
He doesn't have any empathy.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't really fall within our remit, does he?
Why is it your empathy is different from a psychopath's empathy?
Because it's like you're asking someone doesn't want to be moral. Do they have to be moral? It seems like
so. Why is your empathetic reasoning any more or less valuable than a psychopath's?
I'm not really valuing it. I'm just saying, if we want to be a moral society, we need a moral framework. This moral framework is consistent with both our nature and our reason.
No problem. But how do you prove it?
I don't need to prove it. I don't need to prove it. I just say, look, you have these characteristics. We can run the simulation, and you will follow coherently.
So what I'm saying to you now is very important. Yeah.
Yeah.
You came and you said that eating a cow is not right. Yeah. We talked about. Let's just summarize. We talked about you can't really differentiate between a cow and an ant. Number one. Yeah. You can't.
I did. I said one of them looks like they have a hell of a lot of consciousness. The other one doesn't.
So that's just an aesthetic value judgment, but there's no way of proving it.
I addressed that by saying I think we can actually do a very detailed study of aestheticism and
the hard problem consciousness means that consciousness is not a third person endeavor.
I understand that, but it doesn't mean we just fall over straight away whenever we deal with any sort of
It means that
creature.
consciousness is not something that's tappable by the scientific method. There's no study that you can do that can assess what has consciousness and what doesn't. You're saying it looks like that, but you haven't proven it.
I agree.
All right, fine. So for me, an elephant and an ant are the same in terms of.
That's stupid, isn't it? If you think that's stupid.
I'm saying they are the same on your view. Because if you're saying that biology is the only thing.
You're saying they're the same in my worldview.
Well, you've said that the things that differentiate things which are valued from things which are valueless is consciousness and sentience. I'm saying, okay, fine. How do you know that an elephant doesn't have consciousness and an ant does? Or vice versa? Behavior. All right. What I'm saying is an elephant, first person. Fine. So from that perspective, you have a problem. Second problem is you start talking about utility and so on, and it's talking about the pain and all that stuff. I'm saying to you now, what you've moved from is description to prescription. Description, i.e. 1, 2, 3, equals 1 plus 2. Yeah, it's the same thing. So in that case, it's a tautology. You can't get prescription from a description. It's a tautology, and fallacy is or fallacy, as they call it as well. So therefore, on that point as well, you can't really ground your morality. We ground it on two things primarily. We ground it on intuition, which can be tapped. Okay, and there have been studies on it, and I've mentioned this before, like Justin Barrett, etc., the Oxford Anthropological Society in 2011, and how the conclusion was that children, they've done a study of 50,000 kids or something like that, have an innate receptivity to believing in God. Yeah. So that's something which is a feeling, and we could ask people around the world what you think about it.
Are a little bit dodgy.
It's a problem. But what I'm saying is, if that was alone, we couldn't do anything with it. You still have the is-all problem.
Always.
To solve that now, we have the actual injunctions from God, which we believe is, and that's the only way to solve the grounding problem.
Yeah, but maybe we don't need to ground our shit. Maybe we can just make a cohesive bubble, a coherent bubble of moral framework.
See, you say that, and you say that as a matter of value judgment. But
So
the irony is this.
Off of the ground, I'm saying, look, we can all together coherently make our moral systems. That's what I'm saying. Everyone can speak what they think is moral.
What you're saying...
You're digging in the ground.
No. What you're saying is it's like you're building a castle on thin. Because you haven't got you haven't even got grounding for that statement that you made.
Of course, it is all contained within the bubble.
So what you are saying is meaningless.
No, sir. Because you coherently follow it and such.
No. Coherentism is not the only thing that. There's a difference between correspondence theory and coherentism.
Okay.
So for example, if I say one day a unicorn went, let's use Burak. Burak went up to the sky and came back. It's coherent.
Okay.
But can I prove that? No, it has to be faith, right? Which is what we do believe in that. Let's say, for example, if coherentism is something which you can't use to prove anything. Just because if you say that, if you say, Bertrand Russell had a teacup round, I don't know, the moon or whatever, yeah?
But that's something else.
It is coherent, but it's not the same as saying something is true.
No, but you know that if you have premises and you follow from them...
What's truth?
What's truth?
What is truth?
Hang on. You know, if we have premises and we follow from them and we keep coherent and logical rules, we can assume
but there's not always, because there's a difference between a valid syllogism and a sound one. Do you know what the difference is?
No.
All right, so if I say all men are mortal, Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal, that's valid and sound because there was a man called Socrates and it's true.
Okay.
But if one of the premises is not actually in line with what's happening in reality, then it's valid, but it's not sound. So for example, if I say, for example, if I say that the golden kangaroo is part of the animal kingdom and the golden kangaroo is mortal, therefore the golden, whatever. Yeah. The golden kangaroo is a figment of my imagination. It's coherent what I'm saying. Actually, the syllogism is valid, but it's not sound.
But I think all you're showing there is the limits of like...
Now, what I'm saying is me talking about a golden kangaroo or the flying spaghetti monster or the Bertrand Russell's tea cup, whatever it is as good as you talking about morality.
No, I disagree. Because I think my injection of it comes to stuff that we would all agree in, such as we care about the suffering of creatures.
All right, so if they agreed that there was a flying spaghetti monster, and it's interesting that I'm using that against the atheists. Usually the atheists bring flying spaghetti monster. But if we all agree that there's a flying spaghetti monster, does that mean that there's a flying spaghetti monster?
It's not to do with that.
No, what I'm saying, that's the point. You just said if we all agree. Now, if we all agree that there's a kangaroo that's going to jump from description to prescription, there's no way of you getting from description to prescription, and that's the
I understand that.
You agree with that, right?
Yeah, of course, that's the guillotine.
That's all it is. So what I'm saying, anyways.
Yeah, go take a Israel-Palestine. Obviously, it's a serious issue.
Yeah, of course.
That shit needs to get sorted out.
But let me conclude some remarks and just
Go
say,
for it.
guys, ladies and gentlemen, what we've seen today is that the grounding problem in morality is something which is irresolvable for atheists and materialists.
No, what you've seen today is a brilliant display of veganism at one level and philosophical depth at the other.
Okay, that's fine. So
Cheers.
that's what I'm saying.
Good one.
Thank you. This is why you find people who are in the academy, like Peter Singer, recently talking about this deformed babies. Deformed babies can be killed or something like this, or it's as moral for a deformed baby as it is for an animal. I can't remember, I don't want to paraphrase him, but it's definitely in the works. The point I'm saying to you is this: if you don't have morality to ground what you believe in, you are not going to solve the grounding problem. You have no anchorage. And that is why we believe in human exceptionalism, that humans, there's something inherently different and moral about human beings, that we have certain features that all other creatures don't have, and therefore the world has been made, in a sense, for us, subservient to us. And the Quran mentions that, in fact, that, you know, He has made the earth subservient for you, so walk around its mountains and eat from its provisions. So at the end of the day, what we say is that, in a nutshell, therefore, Muslims have good reason to ground their morality, theists the same, and atheists don't. And I think what you saw there was an attempt of somebody to try and ground their morality, which was, I think, even in his own admission, was a failure. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.